Well, I dispense with the word utopia because I don't really know what that means. But I always, throughout the code, I mentioned the term justice, which means guaranteeing that no person is mistreated and guaranteeing that the person that needs help the most gets the most constructive help in what area of activity he or she needs that constructive help. And I think that can be done. That's a mechanical operation. It's just a matter of putting the buttons in place and pushing the buttons at the time and place that they need to be pushed. We do it in mathematics. We do it, buildings go up, highways are built, vessels that carry people go into outer space. Also, containers that carry people can go below the ocean and study things and bring things up from the bottom of the ocean and all like that. So it's a lot of things that can be done, and they can be done without mistreating anybody. I mean, you don't have to mistreat people. The white supremacists believe in order to get anything done, you got to mistreat somebody. That's their philosophy.
Yes, sir.
All right? And you got to deny people help who need constructive help. And so the concept of justice says, no, that's not true. If you really are serious about practicing justice, it can be done. All right? And I believe that it can be done. Now, there are a lot of people who say, no, justice cannot be actually produced. We can talk about it, we can discuss it, but it can't be done. Some years ago, a person talked to me, and he said, Fuller, you might as well give up. He said, the race problem cannot be solved. It can only be discussed. So I thought about that because that's a flat statement. That's an evaluation. So I think it was a school teacher or ex-school teacher that said that to me. And so I thought about it like I'm required to think about everything that somebody says to me about race. So I thought about it, and I said, well, that's not logical, because it's not logical from this viewpoint. If the race problem cannot be solved, absolutely cannot be solved, it can only be discussed, then there's no point in discussing it. It's not logical to even talk about it. Just throw up both hands and say it's a done deal forever. I mean, why talk about it? Why have meetings? Why have organizations, with people wringing their hands and standing up and trying to shout each other down and all like that? Why go through all that if it can't be done? Why bother? Why not just say it's a done deal, it's in stone, it's written in steel, and just, hey, go along with it and just grin and bear it. Just keep grinning and shuffle along and bear it. Put up with it. Because it can't be, there's nothing you can do about it. Well, I looked at history, and I've looked at all the different things that people said couldn't be done. Can't go to the moon. There's no such thing as a person being able to fly. I don't care what kind of contraption they make. That thing will fall down out of the sky. You can't go nowhere trying to fly. Birds fly. Bees fly. But people, if people were meant to fly, they would have been born with wings. And people used to draw pictures of people with wings. But when they actually tried to put wings on people, like, sometimes they put things on capes and whatnot on people's backs and try to jump from a high place, and it didn't work out. But somebody kept at it. Some of the first people who tried to fly, everybody laughed at them. And if you look at history, if there's anything to it, just about everybody who tried to do anything that people assumed could not be done, everybody laughed. Mm-hmm. Everybody said they were crazy.
Yes.
That's a lunatic. He's not going to be able to do that. People have never done that. See, because that's usually the criteria. People say it's never been done.
Mm-hmm.
So evidently, if it's never been done, it can't be done. So they say the same thing about the production and the realization of justice. Some people say it's impossible to have justice. And so I have decided that, well, going by the record of impossibilities, maybe it can be done, and maybe I ought to try it, and maybe even if it can't be done, I ought to try it. All right? Why? Because it's an excellent idea to shoot for, and you're not wasting your time when you're trying to do something that you should try to do anyway. Fill a vacuum that needs to be filled.